Hey, what's up, guys? It is Gun Thug here, and here we are, right at the beginning of season 10 of PSL. Well, the beginning of week 5. Well, this actually was near the end of week 1. Listen, I know it's been a delay, it's been a few weeks. You know, how do you think Julio feels? I still haven't even played my week 2 match with him, you know, so he's used to waiting on me. Hopefully you guys are too. I'm sorry, you know, real life stuff has come up and delayed this. It's kind of crazy. I've got a new computer, I've got a new microphone, I'm using a new screen capture software here, so you probably hear the music in the background. Hopefully I can turn it down because I think it's probably way too loud. But I'm excited. Here we are. We've got two behemoths of the DPP metagame. A metagame that almost wasn't involved in PSL this year, thanks to GB's Insane Crusade and some others that I won't name. But you know, I think this is why this is the kind of match that we get excited about when we think about DPP and PSL. And that's why I'm excited to give you my commentary. I watched it. I thought it was a great match, some good stuff to dissect. And so let's go ahead and get into it. And kind of see what happened here between two general powerhouses in DPP. Wow, those are two bonds you just don't expect to see in Gen 4. Certainly the sarcasm is pretty clear there because Jirachi is just such a versatile staple of this metagame. Such a difficult lead to deal with just because you never know what kind of set you're going to get. Are you talking about a scarfed physical set that's going to potentially U-turn out and give the other side momentum? Are you talking about some sort of rocks +3 attack set? Are you talking about a Thunderwave Jirachi that's going to, I mean, all three of those are going to make it pivotal to make the correct switch here. And so right away, both players are kind of on their back foot, kind of on their heels, having to make a prediction as to what kind of Jirachi they might be up against. Again, Nikhil here with the avatar and Xploz up here with the similar avatar. So we do have a bit of a mirror match going right away. Let's see what their first move is going to be. We immediately see the crit on turn 1 from Xploz's Jirachi. I see that a lot. You see a lot of HP ground, sometimes HP fire, but my guess would be HP ground Jirachi, and that's going to be for a heat ran, it's going to be for Magnezone, it's going to be for opposing Jirachi. There are a lot of uses for that HP ground on Jirachi. Very fortunate to get that crit. Remember, one of the downfalls of DPP, and one of my potential downfalls for it, is the 2 times crit damage as opposed to the more modern 1.5 times damage. And so right off the bat, Nick is going to be on his back foot, you know, having basically lost the functionality of his Jirachi. Now, I believe he is still able to get rocks up, so it has served its purpose as a lead. Recovers a little bit with leftovers. At this point, Nick knows that his Jirachi is slower unless it was some sort of speed tie, so it's unlikely he's going to stay in and risk just taking the KO here. He's going to go out to Blissey. Pretty good switch. I think you got to feel pretty comfortable seeing the HP ground that it's probably not going to be a physical Jirachi, although you do see mixed Jirachi sometimes with Iron Head and special move like Thunderbolt, Psychic, HP ground, things like that. So Blissey comes in, Xploz is able to set up rocks. Great start for Xploz here. He's basically taken one of Nick's Pokemon, one of his most problematic Pokemon out of the equation, and he's able to set rocks. So let's see what Blissey is able to do. Xploz is going to go to that Shaman. I think I see Sweet comment on it earlier, but you know, Xploz, he's going to use Shaman or Celebi in every one of his matches. And I don't think that's really something that you can hold against him because, you know, grass-type Pokemon in Gen 4 are very versatile and very good staples to have on a team, especially if you're getting that Fire, Water, Grass core going. And, you know, Celebi and Shaman are probably the 2 best, or at least 2 of the best. Natural Cure is just fantastic. It allows you to come in and soak up status, as you see him do here. And so there goes Blissey. You're going to hard switch to Breloom here. I think you expect, this is a good play by Nick, because if you're a Shaman coming in on a Blissey, it's unlikely that you're just going to Seed Flare him and hope for that special defense drop. I think it was smart on Nick's part to expect a Leech Seed there, and so he goes to his own grass type knowing that the seeds were coming, and it was going to give him a chance for Breloom to activate that Toxic Orb and allow him to be a status absorber as well. He's also smart here to bounce out because Shaman quite often will carry HP Fire, HP Ice, something that can potentially hit Breloom pretty hard. And it looks like it is HP Ice as he takes the not very effective on Heatran. Interesting moment to note here. I mean, I think that if you are Breloom in that situation against a paralyzed Shaman, you know, maybe if you've got substitute, you fish for a sub, fish for a para, see if you can get behind a sub. He switches out. That could potentially mean if you're Xploz, you're thinking, that's probably not substitute Breloom. Maybe it's Superpower, Mach Punch, Seed Bomb, Spore Breloom. And so Nick goes to Heatran here. You know, kind of tough to determine based on this Shaman matchup with Heatran. You'll see this later, who's faster and what kind of moveset that Shaman has. Obviously, Nick's not going to, or Xploz isn't going to leave Shaman in to eat this fire move, so he's going to go to Suicune. Heatran is going to fire off that overheat. When I see that overheat, I often think it's specs. It could be charcoal, could be life orb, could be other things. But you know, I know Suicune is water. I know it resists that fire move. But if that's something like Specs Heatran, then that is going to hurt. Probably somewhere around 40 to 45% damage. So good dodge there by Xploz. Definitely getting the better of the luck so far. However, not game breaking by any means. Good play right here by Xploz. He's going to go ahead and go to Breloom, not expecting Heatran to stay in and try again on that overheat, and he does catch the Blissey here, forces Nick back out, gets his own Toxic Orb activated, and once again, Xploz having a great start to this game. This was a good play by Nick, doing what he can here with Jirachi. I mean, you go ahead, I mean, you know something's getting spored there, something is going to take that spore. I don't think you can go to Breloom to try to absorb that status because you're risking a superpower to Blissey's face, and a superpower on a Breloom is usually going to do a pretty hefty amount of damage. So he takes his Jirachi and does the last thing he can do with it, which is absorb status, absorb that sleep. All of a sudden, Xploz's Breloom can no longer just spore wildly, spore randomly, and then we get the Gengar coming out here, and so good predict. We get the Focus Punch from Xploz. It hits the wall behind Gengar. Gengar's going to come out here. Good prediction here. I mean, I like that with nothing revealed here that really hates that Focus Blast, or that Focus Blast hits super effective. He's just going to assume there's something in the back that's going to be able to take that, and I think that's a good assumption. You got Breloom out there, you got Jirachi, Shaman, and Suicune, who all are not going to want to take that Shadow Ball. So you got to assume if you're Nick that he's got something that's not going to want a Focus Blast coming out to eat that Shadow Ball. He catches the Heatran here. I'm not sure what the rest of Gengar's moveset is here. 23% left on Heatran. You know, maybe a Life Orb Thunderbolt's able to take it out. Do you risk another Focus Blast? Maybe not. And in fact, he does not. He's going to go to Blissey instead. Blissey's going to, Heatran's going to fire off a Lava Plume. I'm guessing that's probably a pretty bulky Heatran set. Not a Rock set, because we saw Rocks go up from Jirachi, so could even be sub-Torment Heatran. But Blissey's out now. Blissey's going to scare him out. He's going to go to Shaman. You got to Seismic Toss here because you don't want to risk getting subbed on by that Heatran. Pretty negligible damage to Shaman, and in fact here, I'm not sure I agree with this next series of plays by Nick. Nick stays in with Blissey here to eat the Leech Seed to fire off an Ice Beam, but I mean, what does that do? Shaman's going to end up at almost the exact same health after one Leech Seed kind of tick there. He's then going to go to Heatran. He's going to absorb that hidden power. I think at that point, maybe he's expecting, I don't really know why Xploz Hidden Power Ice is there, because you're not going Breloom there. You know, Breloom's not coming in after you've already landed Leech Seeds, unless he thinks he's going to seed again to try to catch one of his other switches. So, you know, I don't know why HP Ice comes out there. Probably Seed Flare is the right play. Get a potential Spadef drop on Heatran, but as you'll see on this next turn, it does not end up mattering. Shaman, no longer constrained by that paralysis, is able to outspeed Heatran, drop that Earth Power. Heatran clearly not Scarfed. I don't see Scarfed Overheat very often, so not a lot of worry from Xploz on that one. And Heatran is going to go down there. That was a pivotal moment in this game. So Nick's already down a Mon. He's going to go to Breloom here. I think at this point, as soon as I see this Breloom come out, my thought is Nick's team clearly struggles with Shaman. And that happens. That's completely okay. I think that a lot of teams struggle with Shaman if they're not built, you know, to handle it. And I wonder with Gengar, I wonder if Gengar has Sludge Bomb. Yeah, probably not. And you know, Gengar is so versatile, but with that versatility comes 4 move slot syndrome, and I think that's Unfortunately, he runs into that there. Didn't have the requisite move to take Heat Ran out in another hit. Didn't have Sludge Bomb to come in right here and force Shaman out. Instead, he's going to have to eat that HP Ice from Breloom in order to fire off a very powerful superpower, which is going to take Shaman down to about 11% after Leftovers tick. But this also confuses me. I know you've got a -1 attack Breloom here. We're going to see another HP Ice come out. And so where is the Mach Punch there? I wonder. I just wonder what kind of Breloom set we have. I don't think that we have a substitute on this Breloom because he didn't fire off a sub earlier, and he's running Superpower. So maybe Spore, Seed Bomb, Superpower, and Stone Edge or Thunder Punch. It's got to be an unorthodox set. I think if he had Mach Punch, he uses it there. Even at -1 attack, it probably kills Shaman from 11%. But truly, I don't know. Maybe he did the calc and he wasn't confident that it could kill this Shaman. Not a lot to lose there though, because Shaman's just going to take him out. So definitely confusing, but at this point he's able to bring in Gengar. I just worry the damage has been done. Shaman has been able to do so much to this team. It takes out Heat Ran, it takes out Breloom, it chunks away at Blissey, forces Gengar to take more Life Orb damage. Yeah, Shadow Ball is going to take it out, but again, what a game by Shaman there. And at this point, you're thinking, oh, does Xploz still have Celebi in the back? Hopefully not for Nick's sake. So a great double switch here. You bring out what Nick already knows is a special Jirachi. You bait the Blissey switch and you get your own Breloom in, and it's time for Breloom to go to work here. I don't think Nick has a lot of choices here. He does leave in Blissey, but even if he goes to Gengar, it's super risky going to Gengar, risking a Seed Bomb. Blissey's gone. Blissey's not going to do too much else against this team. I know that there's a few special attackers, but Blissey, just days were numbered there. What's crazy here is that actually, I think what is, wow, how did I miss this the first time I watched? Let's go back. What an interesting choice there by Xploz. Blissey comes in on the double switch, and you've already seen a Focus Punch go right through Gengar's body. And so I'm sure Blissey's thinking right now, well, I don't want him to be able to set up a sub, so I'm just going to stay in because he really is forced to either Seed Bomb me or try to Focus Punch and take damage. No, Xploz is running 2 fighting moves here, not the 2 you typically see. He's running both Superpower and Focus Punch. Completely catches Nick off guard, catches me off guard, even after already having seen this match. Interesting tech there. I like it. There are certain times when you wish you had Superpower, certain times you wish you had Focus Punch. Xploz said, you know what? This time I'm going to have both. I like that play. We've got a -1 Breloom here. Gengar thinks he can set up that substitute. I don't know how well that sub would have worked anyway, but Seed Bomb is able to take the sub down. The reason I say I don't know how well it would have worked is Gengar's only got 2 more moves left with 19% and Life Orb, and so even behind a sub, his days were numbered. He explodes. So that's the moveset we have there is Shadow Ball, Substitute, Explosion, and one other move. Could be HP Ice, could be HP, or could be, it's Focus Blast. Shadow Ball, Focus Blast, Substitute, Explosion. Okay, so again, Gengar has so much versatility. You never know which one to bring, but particularly Xploz takes that last explosion there with Heat Ran. He's in a great spot now. Rotom comes out. Rotom has the upper hand against Suicune, but I think Nick realizes here his only chance of winning this game is to potentially get rid of his Scarf and put that on Suicune. Suicune's going to go at Nice Beam, which is a safe play, and Rotom knows at this point that even if you can Thunderbolt this Suicune, you need a crit and a para, and he gets frozen anyway. You're going to struggle against Jirachi, which still has plenty of health left. You're going to struggle against Breloom, which is at full health, so you can't one-hit KO it. And then, as we'll see here from the last Mon, Xploz's own Rotom is going to give that Rotom some problems. So, I think this was a good game. It was a game that was certainly dictated by move 1, that big crit right away, kind of setting the tone. But kudos to Xploz. He played extremely well. He built well. This is a very solidly built team with that fire, water, grass core. The Shaman, the interesting set on Breloom. I just think Xploz played flawlessly here. Nick was kind of on his back heels, had to do what he had to do. Still made a game out of it, but a very solidly played game by Xploz. and each of these guys will move on to next week and see on Xploz's half if he can keep it up, on Nick's half if he can bounce back. So meanwhile, here I am bouncing back for the first time this season, my own first win this week, and my first commentary. So hopefully I can get more of these out to you. Hopefully this comes out all right, because I've never used this software before. I better not have to record this whole thing again. But again, I hope you guys like it, and I will see you all next week.